Hey again, it's Patrick. It's after, well, it's not really after work. It's about 10 minutes to 5 in the afternoon, and I've just been slammed all day. Had a bunch of emails and calls from the road, bunch of extra visits piled on. I think so far I've seen 5 patients, and I'm on my way to go see my 6th. And then after that, I've got an admission to do, a late admission, at about 5:30 or so, but it looks like it's going to be a little closer to 6. And I had an admission yesterday, but the computer was not playing nice with me, and I wasn't able to actually get it charted all the way. And it ended up being quite a mess, quite a number of things to follow up on. At one point during the day, it was really hard to juggle because I had calls out to doctors' offices, maybe 5 or 6 different doctors' offices, had calls back and forth, being juggled around, getting orders, transmitting them to the pharmacy, and doing this and doing that, the other thing. And then I would scramble to get something done, and then get a call back saying that it didn't actually need to get done because some other thing happened instead that they were expecting. And just mass chaos. A lot more complicated day than I thought it was going to be. Considering a couple of my patients have died, so but we're getting so many new admissions. The caseloads are expanding rapidly. So I got an email from my boss that I'm going to start taking my own caseload of just 7 to 8 patients. The ideal size is around 12, but everybody's got 15, 16 right now. But I'll have 7 to 8 patients on a caseload all to myself. And that'll be really interesting, but I'm finding out how much more there is to keep track of when you're the primary care nurse. I mean, I got a little taste of it working as a per diem, but there are all sorts of things to juggle. So I'm doing a late admission tonight, and then a late admission tomorrow night, and then tomorrow night at midnight I got the last round of homework due for this history class, and it's just turning out to be one of those weeks, very busy, stressful week. And then next week I've got my brother's wedding to get ready for, and I think I'm gonna be on call one of those days. And then on Halloween I've got a doctor's appointment for the first time, getting health insurance. So. That'll be pretty interesting. But yeah, I've hardly had time to stop. I've just been busy non-stop today. I had one of the new per diem nurses following me around today, and that was a lot of fun. She's done a lot of interesting things. She's been a labor and delivery nurse, and she's also been a supervisor at a nursing home. So she was a little apologetic at first, and was afraid that she was slowing me down and I was having a really hectic day, but it really helps having another person there, just having another pair of eyes on things. It's not I don't really feel like that person would be slowing me down, or that person is not a source of complications. There are other sources of complications that supersede that quite a bit, are bigger sources of complications than the fact that I'm orienting somebody. I picked up yet another speaking engagement, which should be fun. I'm going to talk to the graduating volunteer class. Our agency graduated a new group of volunteers, and at the luncheon where they celebrate graduating their volunteer class, they want me to give a little 15-minute speech, so that'll be nice. I'll have done 15-minute speeches, 30-minute speeches, hour-long speeches. But this one is, they cautioned me to give an uplifting speech, not a serious one, so I'm just going to focus on all the good things that volunteers do and how happy we all are to have them. I think I might have mentioned this before. I don't know. I can't even tell. It's so hard for me to keep everything straight right now. To make matters worse, this morning I left my little black notebook at home. I've got like a moleskin that I carry around to take notes in, and I started the day without it. And just that one simple thing, just really threw me off. I've been taking notes on the backs of like pages of things, which is what I started doing at first. But I decided that wasn't really good because I've got all these different printouts of their charts, and I have to make sure I shred them afterwards, and then I've got my scribbles on the back of them, and I gotta make sure I don't get them mixed up, and I might have written like the wrong thing on the wrong one or something, and I don't know, it's just been all over the place. I'll be looking forward to my next day off, which is going to be Monday. Monday is my next day off, and it looks like Monday is going to be my last day off for a while. Because of the high caseload, I'm going to work Tuesday through Sunday next week, which is quite a bit of time. But I really do need the extra money. I'm going to get another bill from school soon. And I'm paying off some credit card bills that I racked up when I got some unexpected car repair expenses. So I'm trying to stay one step ahead of the game here. Yeah, there seems to be like some kind of connection between how busy I am at work and like how social I feel afterwards. I mean, it kind of almost seems like I do better at interacting with people when I'm busier, but then I have less time to actually do it. It's very funny. Life is very funny that way. When I'm not working a lot and I've got like a few days off in a row, I don't really feel like socializing too much or hanging out with people. I just kind of want to mellow out and just relax and read a book or play some video games or something. But if I've got a billion things to do and I'm running around in all directions, all of a sudden I'm like super sociable and have really nice conversations with people. I suppose that's not all that mysterious. That makes perfect sense, actually. I gotta pick up a tuxedo soon for my brother's wedding, and that should be fun. So stay tuned for pictures of me in a tuxedo coming up soon. I like wearing tuxedos, that whole James Bond thing going. Yeah, so I wanted to be at this patient's house about 15 minutes ago, and I'm probably still about 5 minutes away. So I'm probably going to have to call the next person and just let them know I'm going to be a few minutes late. Apparently this admission that I'm about to do, there's a language barrier in play, and has the potential to be somewhat complicated medically. And I really haven't had a whole lot of time to look through the chart and, kind of assimilate all the facts and kind of already have a plan in my head when I walk in. So I'm going to be winging it, which is fine. I do okay winging it. But it does, winging it often takes a little bit longer than if I walked in with a plan fully formed in my head. You sort of arrive at the same point anyway, just through conversation and, figuring it out in the moment. But I'm going to be doing paperwork tonight until like midnight probably. I'm going to be up doing my charting and my documentation and catching up on stuff and writing notes about all the telephone calls that I had today and about all the emails and all the stuff that happened. And but yeah, that paperwork is a real killer. Hopefully tomorrow will be better. I've got the new hire orienting with me again tomorrow. and we kind of laughed about what a ridiculous day it was, and hopefully tomorrow will be a little bit better. It would be nice if I would have enough time to actually like get my visits done and then have time to go back to the office to chart and do all of that stuff, so I can go over some of the charting with the new hire, just to acquaint her with our particular system of doing things. I mean, I'm sure she knows plenty about how to chart, but every system has its own little eccentricities. Our system in particular seems to be really bad at preserving normal Windows user interface conventions, which is something I think I've griped about before. But yeah, when I got back to the office to try to organize myself and make some phone calls and just try to get the minimum done that had to be done right then, to make sure I'd be able to go back and document it later, like make sure prescriptions got faxed and make sure orders got called in and everything. And I got my notebook with me now, so I was able to note all those things, so I can document and communicate on them later. So it was pretty challenging. I just had to make like a running list of who needed what, and then just go down the list and call people one by one and figure stuff out. And I didn't even get everything resolved. I have yet more things to sort out when I come into the office tomorrow, starting very early in the morning. I gotta continue doing that and call more doctors and get more prescriptions faxed around. It's definitely an experience that encourages me to get stuff figured out in advance as much as possible, because it seems like some of these things could have been anticipated, maybe. I don't know. It's hard to tell. With all this stuff going on, I haven't thought at all about my pain presentation. I was, planning on using one of those really cool pieces of like one of the hip new presentation platforms that my circles and Google Plus recommended, and some of my Facebook friends, specifically Prezi. Prezi was the one that looked the most impressive. But I haven't had time to like retool it. I've just got the PowerPoint presentation I've figured out so far, just kind of sitting in a directory. The handouts that I wanted to hand out had watermarks on them that said "do not redistribute," so I'm not doing that anymore. It's coming up pretty soon, I think in just a couple of weeks. So I don't know exactly how much more work I'm going to be able to get done on it. Alright, I'm getting close to where this patient is, so I'm going to sign off now and get back to work. I hope you're all having a more relaxing week than I am.